And the winner of this match will move on for the final in this new organization called the NSCRO, the National Small College Rugby Organization. Let's take the lineup of Salve Regina. First of all, Dallin Stanford. I'll look at the Seahawks.
Yeah, exactly. I've got Rich Casey at hooker. You've got to watch out for him, a 9-year veteran. And of course, look at Chris Dealsman. He's looking really good at the prop. Jesse Daitulu is a leader of the pack at number 5. And then I'm very interested in looking at the center combination of Anthony Pesh and Quinn Turner. They'll be dangerous with the ball in hand. And rounding off at fullback is Glenn Miles, coached by Mike Martin.
And now let's look across the street as the Salve Regina team is in their pregame huddle. And we'll look at the starting lineup of their opposition this afternoon, the Franciscan University Barons.
Yeah, they got John Roll up front, and he's a former football player, so watch out for him at crunching tackles. And then at lock, they got their captain, David Cupp. He's an absolute monster on the field. At halfback, local boy, Matt Conahan from Denver. We expect a good game from him. And then that center combination of Michael Brazy and youngster Isaac Archibek. They will be very dangerous with ball in hand. And of course, the fullback, Tommy Allen, former soccer player. Mark Hannaran is the coach.
Well, we talked about this being an all-Vatican semifinal. We take a look at the fact, as well, first of all, take a look at Tim Luscombe, the referee from the U.S. national panel, and he'll be busied up with these guys this afternoon. The Seahawks program was gone from the campus for about a decade, and they used the word resurrected in the fall of 2007. Kickoff underway. Salve Regina is going to move it back across, taken down at the 22 they are. Zach Morrow, the lock, took it up. That time it's his counterpart, Jesse Itulio. Salve Regina with the ball across the 22. Nice bit of movement from the back of their own 22 line. Tackle made in the centers.
Lots of space here if they can move it right. Salve got a couple of numbers.
I'm already impressed with the patience of Salve Regina taking the ball into the ruck and moving from their own end. Ball on the deck, they're going to need to clean this up, and they're losing territory now. With the missed tackle, they move it out to the wing. Tim Knob and the senior out to the 10-meter line on his side of the field. Presents it. A fourth phase now for Salve Regina. Charge the ball ahead. Sucker Zach Freeman. And the ball is thrown forward, and we'll have our first scrum this afternoon. The first 10 minutes of action are brought to you by Wells Fargo. For over 150 years, our customers have counted on our strength and stability. Wells Fargo Bank. All right, Tim Luscombe caught the ball thrown forward there, I was going to say, Dallin, and we're going to have our first scrummage of the afternoon.
Yeah, this will be very interesting to see how these teams line up over here. As I said, you've got to watch for John Roll over here on the left-hand side of the where the ball gets put in. He's a strong scrummager. See if he gets a good bind.
Matt Conahan is the halfback. Ball taken away by Salve Regina. We'll see if that plays into the match this afternoon. Missed opportunity as they toss the ball away. And the ball is thrown forward. Luscombe says we're going to come back and have yet another scrum. I tell you what, that's tough on a group of scrummagers to have the ball taken away in the tight head like that. We'll see if Franciscan and their forwards can have a different outcome this time.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good start there from Salve. They've had all the ball, moving it back and forth. They want to play an exciting brand of rugby, as their coach mentioned earlier. So this should be a cracking game. Let's see how they do better in the scrum now.
All right, Conahan gets it in. It's being pushed around in that second row. All now Franciscan moves it. And it's going to be a penalty, an offside call against Salve Regina, the first penalty of the game. And the Barons will have an opportunity to kick the ball on a touch and have a line out deep inside Seahawks territory. Nice boot delivered that time. Oh, good shot. 7 meters away, and Franciscan is in business.
That was a fantastic kick from Michael Brazy. Just an educated boot. There's not much wind to speak of down there, but it was great aiming from the center.
Well, I'll tell you what, it could not be a more beautiful day here in Glendale Oh, a mishap at the lineout, lost opportunity. Salve Regina has the possession. They were not afraid a moment ago to run from deep in their own territory. This time, wisely, they put the ball up in center field. Coming down to have a look-see at it is Troy Gayed. Gayed is tied up immediately. And the loose ball recovered. Good bit of work there by the fullback, tidying up things. Tommy Allen, the senior, grabbed it for Franciscan. Coming off the side, not through the gate. Referee Lipscomb says another penalty against Salve Regina. And one of the things you don't want to do early on is play a lot of defense. And right now, Salve Regina, although they got off to a good start, they now find themselves backpedaling quite a bit with a couple of penalties.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. As you watch the replay here, you can see San Fran had the ball here. They take it into contact, and you can watch. I can't get the number there of the Salve player. He's going to come in from the side. And this is the play before. There he is, just coming in from the side, number 3, and knocking over a few players there. And of course, that was Chris Dieselman.
From a
Yeah, so Tommy Allen, the former soccer player, he played 4 years of all-conference soccer, came over to rugby this year, and apparently he's picking up the game at a tremendously fast rate, and excited to see what he can do with ball in hand. He's obviously a great kicker. Salve kicked this ball off nice and high. And Franciscan rumbled it up there with their 8th man. That's great play, setting it up with their forwards. Now the ball's in the air, so that's be a maul. So they keep driving it forward. They've gone to deck, so now it's a ruck.
Play. And the ball was knocked on by Francis.
So a couple of early errors in this game, you know, but that's the nature. You play with a lot of ball in hand. Both teams are very excited in this playoff game to kind of get going. And we'll see the first scrum here for Salve.
Touch. Pause. Stage. Listen. No hands.
Salve take it up. They're rumbling up there. They won that scrum nicely.
On the ground. 8 out.
They look to maintain possession, but they may have turned this over.
Number 8. Marks there.
As you heard the referee, number 8. Not rolling away at that ruck. Number 8 was being pinged over there, and that's John Cardinal. And here's the replay, taken in there. Number 8, you can see right at the bottom of that ruck. He's just lying there. He's initially trying to make an effort, but he's not actually moving fast enough. You can see he's just stopping the ball from being played there. You have to roll away once you've made that tackle straight away. Salve have a great attacking line out here. They're about 10 meters out. And there's a bit of a messy line out there. Franciscan stole that ball. Brazy will kick for touch. And they'll get a penalty. 14 offside there. And a penalty obviously awarded here to Franciscan University.
Penalty? Were you infringed? Or were the ball next to be played? Okay, thank you. Leave him alone after the kick. There was no need for the shoulder. Back 10. Away you go, back 10.
And there we are. That's obviously the penalty awarded against him for being the offender. And now they'll take it from where the ball landed. And Brazy will probably look for another touch finder here, get his team out of their end zone. A very good spiral torpedo kick into touch. So they lead 3-0, but I haven't really seen them move the ball yet. Salve obviously in an early stage they were spreading the ball left and right. We'll see if their lineout can work out better here. Good take over there from number 7, Jason Leozzi. Oh, and rumbles it up here. They need quick ball here. They've got quite a few numbers on the left. Pretty slow in coming out, and it looks to be turnover ball there. Stolen there by Salve, but then they lost it forward. So Jesse DiTolli, I said he's going to have a good game, and his coach said watch out for him. As we see, he picked up the ball there, and as he's about to pass it, he just gets his hand interfered with, and that is a knock-on once you have possession.
Touch. Yeah, you're fine. Back foot, right.
And Franciscan have the ball here. Their fly-half takes it up, beats the first defender, Paul Lewis, who's got good feet, as he sets up the ruck there. Oh, it looks to be a turnover here by Salve again. Brilliant stuff in the loose there. And offside penalty coming in. Referee Tim Luskin's going to have a work. And here we have a word here from the referee. Let's listen to see what he says.
On the touch, judges, please. From your team, man.
Hey. And a nice kind words there to Captain Paul Schachter from referee Luskin. Just saying watch both sides of the ball. They ended up getting that penalty there. And their centre, Quinn Turner, will put this ball high into touch.
10. Back foot, please. 10, green.
And as you watch the replay here, coming in from the side, as you can there, it's the Franciscan player. Penalty against him, but the earlier turnover was by Jesse DiTolli. He's had a strong game so far in this opening 10-minute period. And it's a quick line out. There we go. Ball comes out. Oh, it's a fumble in midfield. Flav couldn't control it. And it was good pressure defense there from the Franciscan forward. It was actually number 6 who came up there, Adam Smith, pouncing on his opposite fly half, putting him under all sorts of pressure. So Franciscan University have their scrum here. Still early stages. They're up 3-0 over Salve in this NSCRO semi-final. And let's see if they can bring their backs into play here.
Number 2, away you go. Got to keep weight on your feet. If no weight, you're not supporting yourself.
Number 2, as you heard referee Tim Luskin there, not supporting his weight or his feet in that scrum. Straight away, no hesitation, that penalty. And Brazy will put this ball nicely into touch on the 22-meter area. This is one of the best attacking opportunities here for Franciscan University. They'll probably look to bring in some of their centres here. Brazy, we've seen him kick the ball, and then the youngster, number 13, Isaac Ochebek. He's going to be a danger man here. If they can win this line-out, that is.
No obvious advantage. We're going to play the knock. It's off white.
And so Franciscan getting lucky there with a knock-on. They get to keep the ball. It's going to be a scrum feed. Haven't really been impressed with the set pieces so far. Ball hasn't been won cleanly from either side. And let's see as they settle down for the scrum if Franciscan can get a clean ball out for their backline to play with.
Touch, pause, gauge.
And Matt Cunnelheim feeds, the local boy from Denver. Gets a nice ball out to his fly-half. And here comes Brazy with a little dummy as he moves around his man on the outside. It's just beautiful stuff to the centre. The young man, could he go all the way? Beautiful try in the corner. There it is, Tony Gade. Fantastic bit of work on the outside. First time they got their scrum clicking, and he scores in the corner to put his side up 8-0 with 12 minutes played. And the crowd are really enjoying this. A lot of them came out to support it. Watch the replay here. It's the centre who holds it up with the dummy inside, hands off a defender. Beautiful offload to his centre partner. And the youngster, lovely hands in the tackle as he draws the last defender. We see the other angle of the replay here. Handoff, oh, it's a bit of a feeble tackle there. Somebody fell in the background. And there it goes, number 13, Ochebek, with a beautiful offload to his wing. And that's Tony Gade. He's a flanker playing on the wing, and he showed some good speed there. And the replay brought to you by Alpha Graphics. Increase your reach. Oh, and that ball needed a bit more reach to get over that. It just hit the crossbar. And Tommy Allen very close with the extra points. Just misses it. And the score is 8-0. And Franciscan University come alive. And actually quite a lot of crowd has developed here. A beautiful day here in Infinity Park. Couldn't be a better day for rugby. And Franciscan University are from Steubenville, Ohio. And as I mentioned earlier, they won the Allegheny Rugby Union Conference. They're 13-0-2 this season. So they've done extremely well. And they've got a lot of seniors in their team. They're hoping to make this year the year they win the title. As we join play again. Salve were on the attack, but they lost the ball on the tackle. And Franciscan can clean this up as they're near the approaching halfway line. If big forwards will rumble this up a few more times. And a penalty goes the other way. Salve Regina for holding on is the call from referee Tim Luscombe. And a kick to touch here from Salve Regina. And just outside the 22 there, so this should be a good opportunity. We saw them move the ball early on the half, and I expect them to go wide here after they've won clean ball at this set piece. And the next 10 minutes of action are brought to you by XL Energy. XL Energy, responsible by nature.com. Oh, and that's a beautiful break by the fly half. There he goes through. And was gone theme with the half break there as the ball comes wide, as I mentioned. 21 is already on the field there. We didn't see the reserve. Oh, and he seems to have lost the ball in the tackle, unfortunately. Let's see what referee Tim Luscombe's going to say. Lovely little break there by the fly half Grant theme. He's a talented player. He spent fall in France last year, and they obviously played a lot of rugby in France. Played winger recently, and now he's in the number 10 position. So we come back to the scrum for the knock-on. And here we see the replay, the last bit of that, the ball just spinning out of the tackle there. As 13 does lodge that ball over there. And that was Quinn Turner doing great work off the ball. He's definitely a weapon on defense as well. Franciscan get this ball to Brazy. He looks for the boot. Pretty high kick, but play just resumes outside the 22-meter area. And Salve Regina will have an opportunity here to attack. And they're 8 points adrift. They start off really well in the first few minutes, but last 10 minutes has been back and forth stuff. Franciscan having obviously that nice try they scored with their winger. And now Salve Regina throw it in at the 8th man, an orthodox throw, but they seem to have won the ball back. Center's coming for a short line. Oh, it's a beautiful angle there by Turner. Look at him go. He could go all the way. Fantastic tackle by Tommy Smith. Tommy Allen with a tackle there, and that was a beautiful run by Turner. They're 5 meters out. Penalty advantage. Here we go. Penalty it is. From the side, says Tim Luscombe, and they go quickly. 8th man has the ball. It could be over. And that is a try. Can you believe it? Salve strike back. Ryan Shalalis, quick tap penalty by his scrum half, and he bursts over. The grad student doing his MBA could not be happy. And here's the replay. Shalalis reaches over. Beautiful core strength from the man, and he sets over his team's first try. We have a different angle of the replay. Here it comes. And it's a quick tap here by the halfback. Very quick thinking by the captain. Shakhtar feeds his 8th man, running off the ball, and steams over 2 players.
And Dallin, thank you very much for taking charge while the microphone was away. But you had a lot of business in there to do, and want to thank once again Alpha Graphics for bringing us our instant replays. Increase your reach. I'm Dave Sitton, joining the broadcast again. And Dallin Stanford did a wonderful job. Solo, 3 scores you did.
It's good to have you back, I tell you what.
How about that conversion? It's a rocket shot, but wide. And the score now is a 3-point difference. Franciscan 8, Salve Regina now on the board with 5. I'm impressed with Salve Regina. They got into a little bit of a lull. Franciscan took the initiative, but after that quick tap with some good running through the centers, move the ball down inside and score their try.
Yeah, exactly. Both tries for the teams have been set up by their centers, and we said that was an area both teams are going to be strong on offense.
So 8-5 our score now. You're watching this national semifinal from Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado. Boy, that's a big truck on the way. It's Brian Goodridge from Salve Regina wearing the number 21 jersey. Across the 10-meter line, and it's going to be an offsides against Franciscan. And suddenly Salve Regina comes to life.
Yeah, there have been a couple of penalties going back and forth for being offside at the breakdown. As we see Turner kick for a beautiful ball, but that's still in field.
Yeah, that's sometimes they'll make you pay when you don't hit touch. Nice big tackle. Again, that's Quinn Turner, who had that great run just a moment ago. And they get one loose. This is the number 8. This is Childress. All the way down inside the 10-meter line. And another, the blindside flanker, Pat Wendt, jumped on the tackled player from Franciscan. That constituted an offside penalty. And Mike Brazy kicks that one into touch, and again, Franciscan, no, he went through the goal, so it's going to be a 22-meter dropout.
And that's the replay of that last event there. And the number 8, great run there from John Cardinal, but then he just lost it as he went to the tackle. And then, of course, the offender came in from Salve. Well, Dave, we've seen 2 kicks in the last period. They've just gone undirected. If you take a look at the head coach, Mike Martin there from Salve making notes, and one of them would be the fine touch.
Touch! Pause! Gauge! Use it!
Salve Regina trailing by 3. Trouble on the handle on that one. Nice pickup, though. Good play by Glenn Miles.
13.
And it's another penalty.
Tackle him! Gotta release him!
So the center from Franciscan, Archibald, that's his first name, Isaac, just a freshman, but a big kid at 6 foot 195, guilty of the penalty. Salve Regina takes it on the gallop, and here they go again. Ryan
Chalalis there with the ball. Great break, but then just couldn't control it in that pass.
Ball turned over now, an opportunity for Franciscan, leading by 3. With a move by Lewis, and a recycle for Franciscan. Or do they turn it over? Looks like they turned it over in the ruck. That big halfback, Shakir. They are now inside the 22. Here comes Salve Regina again. Morrow done some nice running already, the big block. Prop again, Goodridge. Little hole. That's for Pesh. Now it's the fly half theme. 5 meters out from taking a lead.
7 out.
Morrow down to the deck. Let's see if the Franciscan defense can hold. Once again, they move it. They're in, and they're in. Yes, try. Awarded. Hard running by that forward pack of Salve Regina. Again, after a good break inside by the center that was Pesh. And they take advantage, and the roles have been reversed. The Seahawks take their first lead of the afternoon.
Yeah, and as you look at this replay here, it's Ryan Chalalis. Oh, with a good step off the left. He beats the first defender, bumps off the second, has the strength to place it over the line. That's a great 8th-man try. And that's his second for the day. And you see the different angle over here. Here he comes off the left. Defender shot up, but too much. And great power for him to get the ball over. And that's his second try today. And now he's put his team right back in this game.
Well, they've got a 2-point advantage, and they've got an opportunity to make it a 4-point advantage. Chalalis, who scored the try now. We watched him warming up today. He's got a very strong boot. So being just outside that 5-meter hash mark, just inside the touchline. Underneath it, plenty on it. but wide to the right. Nonetheless, he picked up the try for his team. It gives them a lead, 10-8 in favor of Salve Regina. As we mentioned a little while ago, this program was resurrected back in 2007 after 10 years of being away. They're from Newport, Rhode Island, and playing the New England RFU. And look at that sterling record there, Dallin, 15-0.
That is amazing, and they obviously will make it 17-0 this weekend is their goal, but they have to firstly get past this game. It's really going to be a tight finish.
I'm impressed so far. You know, you have this bias in your mind, Division III. Don't think that for a minute. There's a pretty good brand of disciplined rugby ongoing this afternoon. They pull down the center, Brazy. Captain, co-captain along with David Cup of this Barons team. And now find themselves trailing for the first time this afternoon by a pair, 10-8. Conahan has a good look before he sends it out to the back line. Down in the tackle is Lewis, the fly half. Another recycle for Franciscan, probing, waiting to find that opportunity. And I'm going to bet you right now that Mike Brazy wishes he had that back. Kicks it straight into touch, and the possession, at least in the form of a line-out throw, will go to Salve Regina.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker. He's done everything else right today. Straight out of bounds. I think if they keep that ball in hand, that's probably what's going to be their secret to get over scoring some more points. Not sure where he was thinking about that kick. But here we go, Salve have a line-out inside their half.
You know, Salve, a couple of years ago, they went undefeated and then lost in the semifinals, won the consolation game. So this is a program that is used to winning and playing in the Final Four, very much so.
That's right, Turner with another strong run there.
And the handling, oftentimes you'll see in all levels of U.S. rugby, the betrayal of the passing. And that one got away a little bit from Salve Regina.
Both teams committing a couple of errors, as we said, in a back-to-back. So Franciscan will have a chance here. If they can win their line out, they'll be looking good to go wide. Here they go.
They bring in the blind side wing this time. That's Knob. Salve Regina's defense ready for that, though. And they just simply turn it over. Turnover ball. Good opportunity for Salve Regina. Now, across the halfway line. They lead by a pair and have scored 2 unanswered tries. An ill-advised kick goes the other way to Franciscan. Exactly what they needed is a takeaway like that, a gift. And they give it up again in the tackle. It's 2 consecutive times the Barons have given the ball away in tackle. I'll tell you what, I like the pace of this, these two teams. There's quite a battle going on out there, Dallin. I bet you they'll be very much tired at the halftime.
Absolutely, they're going back and forth. They know what's on the line in this game. As you saw, a couple of turnovers involved there, but the end result is Salve still have the ball back from where it all started.
Nice little save there out in the centers. Yeah, there's the handling problems again. That ball is recovered by Robert Tugas. Playing with advantage right now is Franciscan. And Tim Lipskin said, now it's, you've had plenty. Nope, he's still calling advantage. So Franciscan playing a little bit with house money right now. Or in this particular game, I should say indulgences. With both these Catholic schools. And it'll be a penalty eventually called. No advantage again, says referee Lupscomb. And it'll be a penalty kick to Franciscan. Now that's a tricky little bit here. It's in between the touch line and the 5-meter line, so it's a difficult angle for any kicker, but they'll use the right foot right now. And the penalty a moment ago was not releasing the tackled player. Buddha into touch, and then you'll have your line out at the 22. Let's have one more look at the penalty here.
You see diving in over there, he's trying to get the ball. Brazy comes in, number 12, Green. Comes in now, and he steals the ball from the winger. That's great heads-up play. 14 can't hold on, obviously, and that's John Tugas trying to keep the ball for his team.
again when a guy can walk because he's on the next time, okay?
The next 10 minutes of action are brought to you by Lowe's Denver Hotel. Value is the new luxury. Fortunately, we deliver both. Lowe's Denver Hotel.
Yeah, we take a look at Brian Goodrich there. He came on as a substitute for Salve, and he's down injured in the screen. As you can see, he's getting his back rubbed there. We hope he's okay and can return to the action.
Just under 30 minutes gone in this first 40-minute half here at Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado. Absolutely gorgeous Infinity Park. Spiritual home to so many U.S. national championships, and that's certainly one of them here. On June 16th, International Rugby returns to Infinity Park with USA taking on Georgia. Come out and enjoy the atmosphere in Rugbytown, USA, and cheer the Eagles to victory. Once again, that's 16 June right here, the United States and to Georgia from Infinity Park. All right, so it looks like that's Brian Goodrich is leaving the field right now, who has been playing prop, and we'll see about the substitution for him, for Salve Regina. So Goodrich is out. And we'll try to ID his replacement. Nonetheless, Franciscan with 2 consecutive tries now, overcoming an 8-0. Or speaking it the other way around, Salve Regina with the 2 consecutive tries. Franciscan trying to get back on the scoreboard.
So we just saw a knock on there, and Franciscan were looking obviously to come back in this game and get some more points on the board, but just a slight error. So they have the ball, and they'll probably kick this downfield.
Touch! Pause! Edge!
Well, they say it's open play after the scrum gets wheeled. Ball was out. As a result, it goes to Salve Regina. Taken down to the tackle is Dan Murphy, the flanker. So Salve Regina is not afraid to run from anywhere on the field. Now with that man, Anthony Pesh moves it outside the 22. Pesh back down in the tackle. Ball was not knocked forward. That's why they play on. Shields, Schleus rather, takes it into the tackle. To mention again, Salve Regina is not afraid. Either one of these teams really timid about running from deep in their own territory.
You're absolutely right, and sometimes that leads to errors, but here they keep going. Obviously not 10 over there from Franciscan. So Salve will get another 10 meters. I think they may steady this one down and look for Turner to find touch.
You know, as these players get harder, tougher, and referees make the call, I think the quick tap is going to be one of the more, has become one of the more awkward points of the game now.
You're absolutely right, and we saw the captain obviously there for Salve taking a quick tap on their line.
And it would be absolutely impossible for Franciscan to get back. They were, in fact, inside 10 minutes, but there's no way for them to repair.
And it's so hard not to tackle the player in front of you when he's running right at you.
Yeah, I think the IRB is going to have a quick look at that again. All right. Salve Regina, well, lots of baseball chuck luck watching that. They win the line out, and they've got that big man galloping through again. That's Quinn Turner. Turner around the corner. Turner is over, and he scores the 3rd consecutive Salve Regina try. Oh, my goodness. When Quinn Turner gets going, nobody wants a piece of him.
That was brilliant play from the young center. We said he's going to be a danger man, but we didn't quite think he was going to get around 4 or 5 defenders, and that was a fantastic try from the man.
Well,
as we watch the replay here, unorthodox thrown at the line out, obviously. We've seen this all day, but a great take. Ball comes out Nicely held up here by a fly-off theme, and then boom, look at that beautiful angle. Turner cuts back in, steps off his right. He'll use the right again with a little show of the ball, and right around his winger in that corner, and that is a fantastic individual try. Put his team up 15 points to 8. That could prove critical in this game.
Well, that's 6'2", 210. That is remarkable. So Shaleas this time is between the pipes. He gets the conversion, and all of a sudden, Salve Regina takes a 17-8 lead. Hey, this June, come watch the top 16 college rugby teams in the country battle it out, the 2012 USA Sevens Collegiate Rugby Championship at PPL Park in Philadelphia. For tickets and more info, go to www.usa7scrc.com. That's June 2nd and 3rd at PPL Park. It's going to be a dandy, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not 10. What we like?
All right, a mistake now by Franciscan will give Salve Regina the scrum at midfield.
Yeah,
That restart kick's got to go 10 meters. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, now you're starting to put it 2 and 2 together. This is the game that begat American football. I don't think he's looked up since the last time we saw him. He's been busy. I don't know if he's texting.
He's updating his Facebook status there.
That's
Who
right,
knows?
Mark Hanrahan.
Touch!
But he's done a wonderful thing with this program. He's been there for 4.5 years, and as we said, all those young players he brought in are now seniors.
I'm sure he's taking good notes. Oh, there's a mistake there. Good take that by Conahan. Right place at the right time. And he was held in the tackle, did not release it. As a result, it'll be a penalty to Salve Regina. So Conahan, with the interception, when he went to the ground and he was held in the tackle, he had to release it. He did not do that, and as a result, Salve Regina gets the kick. And that's down. You can explain this. We're going to have a replay right now.
Yeah, we'll see when this replay comes up, brought to you by Alpha Graphics. And here we go. It's an interception by the little scrum off Matt Conahan, the local boy. Turns beautifully, and he's a former wrestler, so we'll see when he goes to the ground here. He just probably wants to keep the ball, and he has to place it now. Now he tries to get up on off after you've been held in the tackle, and once your knees touch the ground, you need to place that ball back towards your team, which he did not do.
And you can't blame the guys. You mentioned he's from nearby Highlands Ranch, just a couple of miles from here. And what are the odds of going to a school, coming here and playing in a national semifinal matchup?
That's absolutely right. As we see a quick line up there from Salvina. Salve have got this ball.
Shaleas taking the ball into tackle. Schechter. Oh, that's some big hard runner there by McInerney. And again, Jesse DiTullio. Salve Regina, after falling behind 8-0, has just taken over this half. And they're marching again. Go to that far side. They lead it 17-8 after they're falling behind 8-0. 17 unanswered points. Nice duck that time by Rich Casey. McInerney again. I like the patience of Salve Regina. Bringing the ball back in from the touchline, the best tackler in the game. And a penalty. And what did they do, lose their feet?
Not rolling away.
Yeah, didn't roll away from the ball after the tackle. As a result, an obstruction call.
Oh, Brazy takes it quickly.
Bashes in and across the 10-meter line, but sometimes you can win the battle, lose the war. It's going to be a line out the other way.
Yeah, you can see his team just a little frustrated by those 17 unanswered points. And trying to take matters into his own hand was Brazy.
Well, before he was taken into touch, he lost the ball forward, so it's a knock-on. And that'll be a scrum to Salve Regina.
So it worked out pretty nicely for Salve. They were on attack, as you said, very patient, but now they get another opportunity. Scrum well inside the half.
Touch.
And they're going to try to put it through the phases here.
Gage.
Good space by the back line of Salve Regina. They try the switch, developed a little bit late, but good, hard running that time by Tugas. Salve Regina knocking on the door again. They lose the ball, no knock forward. Anybody's ball, nice bit of work that time by...
I think it was number 7, Jason Leosi, with a monstrous tackle, turning that ball over.
Barron's with it now. Uh-oh, don't hesitate back there. Conahan takes it into the tackle. You don't want your halfback laying on the ground. Franciscan's aware of that. They'll let the forwards take it up. John Cardinal, the number 8, with a few yards. All right, they're going to try to run their way out. They need to make something happen this half. Good bit of running, a couple of missed tackles that time as Brazy gets the ball out. Ball was tipped. Still live ball. Picking it up in midfield. Shalelis. And the kick, just to kill it, does find touch. And it'll be a line out to Franciscans.
Well, that was some exciting play there from the back line of Franciscan. As we saw Brazer on the outside there setting things up. He's been a strength for them today in the centers.
Line out to Franciscan.
And a gorgeous afternoon. Glendale, Colorado. These two teams battling in the first half. Salve Regina in the white with a 17-8 lead over Franciscan. But the Barons with possession inside Salve Regina territory, trying to put some points back at the Seahawks. Conahan, nice pick that time off the deck. Good hands by Brazi. That time the pass a little too hard. The turnover ball though with advantage to Salve Regina, so they keep going. And to the 10-meter line. And again, good body position as they take the ball to the deck. Dieselman, and the kick. Tough bounce, this will be the fullback, and another tough bounce, you better get to it. Tommy Allen, after a couple of bounces, and you know, you watch this sevens, all forms of rugby, if you let that ball bounce, you're gonna be in trouble. Salve Regina gets a couple of good bounces, the elliptical ball, and they get a penalty out of it. And now a chance to run again. And seemingly a bunch lately, they're at the 22-meter line. Chris Dieselman, number 3, into the ball game.
Well, they've got numbers here, plenty. Number 1 if you can move it. Solid defense there to stop that sure try. Well, you almost thought Salve were going to score in that corner there, where their centre making a nice cutback.
Penalty time was assessed against Glenn Miles, the fullback from Salve Regina. And you're getting to the final seconds of this first half. And you wonder if Salve Regina can get something on the scoreboard to get a little bit closer, 17-8. You'd love to get yourself within one score at halftime. And they've got the football. Thiem. They move it into the centers. And a kick again. It worked for them last time. Ball is going to roll into in goal, downed by Tommy Allen. That results in the 22-meter touchback. And instead, that is the end of the first half. Well, in a half featuring two teams representing the Vatican today, Salve Regina and Franciscan. Franciscan takes an 8-0 lead. Salve Regina finds redemption. They score 17 unanswered, and that's our halftime score. Salve Regina 17 and Franciscan 8. Pretty interesting first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very impressed with the forward pack from Salve. They really dominated things, and they seem to have a good team all the way from 1 to 15, and their centers doing all the damage there. You saw Pesh and Turner combining. And the second half is going to be very interesting. And the second half will be rolling away in just a bit. We'll take the time out here at halftime at Infinity Park. Our score, Salve Regina 17, Franciscan 8. Back in a minute.
You're so good looking.
Oh.
I can't wait to photograph you while you're sleeping. I wonder if I should get a ladder. Do you have any pets? Because after you break up with me, I'll probably try to kidnap them. Oh, shoot. I gotta meet my boyfriend. But I'll call you like 600 times tonight, okay? Bye.
Lowe's Denver Hotel, located in Cherry Creek, a unique four-diamond experience awaits you. Dining with local flair and flavor, supremely comfortable accommodations and vibrant spaces throughout, the Lowe's Denver Hotel delivers unsurpassed service for you, your kids, and your pets. Lowe's Denver Hotel, your gateway to a true mile-high welcome.
Coro e coro, anche se sfide sono scorreggianti, e un modo nemici, non posso spiegare il mio energia, io devo preservare, così io posso saltare i miei nemici.
Gaming consoles, especially older ones, can use as much energy as a full-size refrigerator. So turn your game's power management settings on, and be sure to unplug when you're done. So when the energy bill comes, you win.
Our Wells Fargo team members have their own definition of banker's hours. In a time when budgets are being cut for our schools, parks, and other important programs, we believe commitment to our communities is more vital than ever. And that's why every day, our people give thousands of hours to the communities we serve. 1.3 million just last year. Wells Fargo, with you when your community needs a hand. To find out how we can help in your community, visit wellsfargo.com.
Get your red hat out there. They think they're going to play pretty soon. Welcome back to Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado. Dave Sitlow and Dallin Stanford. It was a pretty entertaining first half. Young man with Franciscan jumping off to the 8-0 lead. Not much of a teeter-totter, just a one teet, one tot. We'll see what happens in the second half. Let's get to the highlights.
And
welcome back to Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado. You see Franciscan trailing Salve Regina 17-8. I'm Dave Sitlow and Dallin Stanford. It was a pretty good first half. A little bit of a teet and a tot, not a teeter-totter. Franciscan getting off to that 8-point lead.
yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure the highlights will come up soon. 2 tries by them was very good play by them. As we see the highlights come on here, we see the beautiful work there from Brazy as he feeds his winger on the outside. It's Tony Gade with the first score of the game. Beautiful 5-pointer from the back line. And they take an 8-0 lead. We look at the quick tap penalty here from Salve now. They have the ball. Quick tap, and Ryan Chilelis is going to capture the ball here. The 8th man, beautifully strong work from him. He gets the ball down, and they're back in this game at 8-5. And the next play, Salve still have the ball, and there they go. Chilelis scores that try. That's his second try of the game, obviously. Beautiful run from the big man. And there's a quick line out. The ball comes out. Salve have the ball. Fly holds it up beautifully for Turner. The center runs an absolutely magnificent line here. He beats 4 or 5 would-be defenders, takes the outside gap and scores a great 3-quarter try for his team. That puts his team up 15-8. The conversion was good, 17-8, and they lead this game.
All right, we got an entire second half coming your way. We'll see if the Barons can make a comeback over the Seahawks. We'll be right back with that second half kickoff right after this. Welcome back to Infinity Park. Start of the second half of this NSCRO National Semifinal. Salve Regina with their lead 17-8 over Franciscan. And in white are the Seahawks with the lead, but they will kick the ball underway to start this second half. Tim Lipscomb, our referee. I think you heard his watch.
Yeah, we did indeed. Great work from the sound and camera folks.
And we are underway, and this is trouble. Let the ball bounce to your own peril, and that's exactly what the Barons do to start this second half. That's the second time now. There was that high ball over there a moment ago, and if there's any indecision in rugby that will make you pay almost every time, it's letting the ball bounce.
Exactly. As you said, it's not soccer where the ball bounces. You know how it's going to bounce. Unpredictable, this rugby ball. Funny shape it is.
Yes, that was the gift to American football, the shape of this union ball.
Play on!
Nope. They thought it was in a touch. The Barons had the ball deep in their own territory, and they're finally, for the first time, going to chip ahead. This might be a nifty little kick, but well taken by Turner. I tell you what, Quinn Turner's had quite a game. First half, and now he gathers that ball for his team, although nice little bit of running by team. It's Dan Murphy on the deck for Salve Regina. Out to the wing.
Oh, he's round him like a puck.
Tugas goes around the corner. Tugas is in, and he's going to skate close to the sticks, put it down. And Salve Regina is literally running away from Franciscan. Boy, it didn't take him long. First minute of the second half.
Yeah, John Tugas. That's what all wingers dream of doing. Get the ball and finish. As we watch the replay here, the ball comes nice and wide here. Center holds it up. Pesh gives a wide ball for his winger. And here he goes. In, out, rounds his man like a park car, as we said. And one to beat still. Stop starts. And that could cause the confusion there on defense. What a beautiful run from the wing. That's a classic finish.
So Robert Tugas came from football. This is just his first year playing this game.
Unbelievable. What a talent.
And that conversion is good. He's been busy scoring points this afternoon. The first 10 minutes of action are brought to you by Wells Fargo. For over 150 years, our customers have counted on our strength and stability. Wells Fargo Bank.
That is not the start Franciscan would have hoped for. Another quick try to Salve, and all of a sudden, 24-8. We're only 3 minutes into the second half as they kick nice and high.
Salve Regina have scored 24 unanswered points and now are dominating this one early in the second half here at Infinity Park in Glendale, Colorado on a spectacular spring afternoon. Take advantage of the space. It's Tommy Allen who's going to gather deep in his own territory. There's one option, that's to get it to touch. Does he find it? No, and it bounces back to Allen, who is covering his own kick. Allen with a nifty little possession at the 10-meter line on his own side. Will this be enough to inspire his team of Barons? You almost get that sense that the Barons are going to have to be patient, get back in this game. If they make another mistake, it might be done.
You're absolutely right there, Dave. And this ball looks like it's stolen, and so you're right, a couple of errors, and all of a sudden Salve have the ball, and there they go.
That corkscrew kick by Schachter. Once again, it's Allen by himself. Uh-oh, this may be trouble. Into the middle of the field, lots of people outside. And it was offside against the Barons.
It's a whole lot of players, in fact.
Well, they could take a scrum up there, or they take a kick there. What do you want to do? I think if I'm Salve Regina, I think about taking that scrum at about 5 meters.
5 meters out, and you got the big eighth man who's hard to stop.
Yep.
Shalelis.
I wonder if, yeah, they're having a discussion right now what they want to do.
They have an option here for 3 points. It looks like they've gone for the kicking tee just to stretch that lead.
Yep. 24-8 as it is. Let's take a look. Yeah, there was all those players gathered around.
Yeah, so how it works is the offside is you have the ball and you kick it forward. You need to run past all the defenders in front of you. But this is called from the side. There were also a couple offside players as well. So any number of penalties could have gone their way.
They were listening. They're going to take the scrum. They were listening to us.
They did. They changed their mind there. Wow, that is very interesting.
Yep. Why not throw a knockout punch right now early in the second half? So the option was to take a kick from the point of the infraction or a scrum from the point of the kick.
Crouch, touch, pause, ditch.
Salve Regina going to go to the blind side, straightening up their halfback. Good defense on that corridor by the Barons, and they absolutely need to make a defensive stop right now. But here comes Salve Regina. The Seahawks getting to fly into this try zone again. Ever so close, they inch it.
Okay, number 8.
Penalty against John Cardinal, the number 8 of the Barons. So it'll be a penalty at 5 meters.
5 and 5.
And from what I've seen most recently, Salve Regina has the weight advantage. And certainly the momentum at this point.
They do indeed. And it looks like they're setting up a quick penalty play here, 5 meters from the line. One of the big heavies are going to rumble this up. And I would not want to be on that defensive line right now.
Negative. Nice little switch. And they go in for that try.
Tries that.
Nice work by Salve Regina, and indeed they pick up the try. It's scored by Stephen McInerney, the prop.
Oh, he just busts through 3 tacklers. Nice low body position for the prop. You can't go high on a big fella like that, and he just bustles through for another 5-pointer, and I think that's his team's 5th try already today. Looking at a different angle here. He receives the ball, just bumps the first line of defense and the second line of defense. Try go a little higher. They don't want anything to do with that.
And of course, our replays this afternoon brought to you by Alpha Graphics. Increase your reach. Well, the Seahawks may be putting themselves out of reach right now. We'll see about this conversion from Shalalis. And Shalalis this time is wide. He's had a pretty good day nonetheless. Don't forget, this June, come watch the top 16 college rugby teams in the country battle it out at the 2012 USA Sevens Collegiate Rugby Championship at PPL Park in Philadelphia. It's a great time, folks. For tickets and more info, go to www.usa7scrc.com. Don't miss it. 16 of the top programs in the country. It's a dandy of a weekend.
That's, in fact, one of your teams will be there too, right?
And one of yours as well.
That's right, exactly.
Where else but rugby would the 2 commentators be preparing to face each other? Okay, here's the kick out over the top. This is going to go to the aforementioned Mr. Allen. He couldn't catch that in the air, but a nice bit of soccer work there. The ball squirts over to Gayed. Gayed inside 10 meters. And he is going to be taken into touch where it'll be a Salve Regina lineout.
Yeah, Tommy Allen is built quite a small frame. He's very nifty. You saw the footwork there. But, of course, the Salve players were easily able to swing him into touch.
You mentioned it a while ago. I'm looking across the way. That's a pretty good contingent of Seahawk fans who are excited about this lineup.
And it's fantastic to see. And they're so happy to have this game televised and broadcast. Division III rugby, as we said, is alive and well.
Yes, it is. Nice bit of work that time by Freeman, the hooker.
Roll 5.
Salve Regina methodically have scored 29 unanswered points. They've got themselves staring at an opportunity to play the national championship game for Division III. Tugas scored a try to start this second half with good bit of work on the ground. Now to the big lock. DiTucilio. Third phase. Kick it away. Once again, they're going to test Tommy Allen. This time he grabs it on the full, puts it all the way down to the other end. All that's back there's a prop. Now a lock. And now it's going to be a late hit kick or kick.
You have a choice.
That's a silly mistake by Salve Regina.
Penalty up.
So on a late kick, if the referee feels that it's a dangerous play, after all the players exposing themselves, very much like a punter in American football, the penalty can be taken from the point of the kick or where the ball lands.
Okay, away you go, goal line.
We have a couple of substitutes here. We've got Dan Kramer who's coming on for Pat McKillen. He'll be looking to revive his team as they trail. That was actually quite a good kick, as you saw. It's all the way now, well into the 22. Brazy has the ball here. He's probably looking for a quick tap. He's ready for one.
Well, normally you'd think they'd go for the 3, but not trailing 29-8. They've got a lot of work to do. If they were to score a converted try here, they get themselves back in the game. Here's the rush by Lewis. And the Barons trying to get back into this contest. 7 meters away. Conahan mining it. Instead, it's turned over, and it's going to be a knock-on. And it's going to go back to Franciscan. But remember, it was early on. Franciscan had trouble with the scrums against Salve Regina. So that tight 5 right now from Franciscan University is being asked to shove the Seahawks off the ball.
Yeah, they were looking for some of the experienced front rows. Zach Freeman, the hooker, he's a 5th-year senior. He needs to step up now, and obviously with Justin Luther, he as coach said, he loves to scrum. So we'll see how they do here. We've got all the backline stacked to the left. There's only one player here on the right wing.
That'll be interesting. Speaking of sevens, one-on-one on the blind side. Here they come to that blind side. Good take. Cutting it and in for the try. That's Mike Brazy, the captain. So give it to me. I'll get us back in the game, and he does. Conversion pending. And it goes back. College kids, a silly mistake. That late hit on the kick, it gave.
And here the replay, they go blind. Brazy gets a beautiful wide angle. You see, he doesn't run north-south. He drifts across the field around his man. One-handed scores that try. Put his team right back in this. And now we have a conversion to come from the sideline. But I tell you what, he's been a danger all day, hasn't he? Brazy ball in hand, he's kicked so well, and he's getting his first try for his team today.
And I do want to spend some time with the Barons because they've let us in on the secret, his nickname. So you see a big, strong kid who's elected captain of your team. And you take a look at that, you understand why. His nickname is Cover Girl.
I love it. I saw that in the write-up, and that is fantastic.
All right, now, Tommy Allen hits it from just inside the touchline. A very important kick. 29-15 in favor of Salve Regina, and that, I would dare say, Dallin, puts Franciscan back in this game.
It absolutely does. Really, for confidence-wise, you know, as you mentioned, they led in 29 unanswered points. For them to come back and get a 7-pointer is huge. 3 points at this stage would not do anything for them. And 29-15 now, a little bit better. 2 more tries, and all of a sudden we have a tied game. So we'll see how things go here. We've got plenty of time in the second half, only 12 minutes gone.
Yeah, 2 converted tries right now gives you a win.
That's right, exactly. If you get the conversion, and we saw from the sideline there, the former soccer player, Tommy Allen, has a great kick in him.
All right, the restart kick comes down to, nicely taken that time, by Zach Freeman, the hooker, but turned over. Salve Regina taking advantage and moving it now close to the 22. Do Franciscan's Barons have the energy to play the defense right now and create a turnover? They need to do that after they pick up a try. And they pick up the ball. There's a turnover. And here they come. Oh, ye of little faith. I can't resist it.
I see Brazy's hurt in the background there. That would not be good for his team.
No.
Oh, he doesn't look good.
Crashing ahead is Lewis, the fly half, out near midfield. But then Brazy is still, well, he's up onto one knee, but it might be the other knee. It's his left leg, and the whistle comes. And we'll see about Mike Brazy.
Yeah, if his team lose his services, that would be very unfortunate. He's been a danger man.
He's been favoring that left leg, and now as he grabs the ankle, we get a little glimpse of it.
Back in, that's good stuff.
It's right out of Monty Python. It's only a flesh wound. I'm ready to play again, Coach. Quick toss inside by Salve Regina. It goes to McInerney. He scored a try a little while ago. The big prop takes it into tackle. Oh, handling error. They brought the fullback in, Miles. Now he sends it to Allen. Allen's got some open space to work. Instead, he kicks it, but right back to the opposition. And to the big runner, Quinn Turner. Turner kicks it. Ball off the fingertips of Tony Gayed. Boy, we saw the whole first half. Nobody wanted to kick, and now they're both kicking.
Yeah, I think just a happy feat there. 3 different kicks, and all straight to people as well, you know. None of them were really aimed
kick to space. Kick to space.
Watch the replay here, and this is Turner with the ball, and kind of just comes off the front of his boot there, straight into, who was that? That was number 11, Tony Gay.
Yep. All right. Salve Regina with the scrum inside Franciscan territory, and a takeaway again. Well, I'll tell you what, Matt Conahan's having a heck of a second half. That's 2 consecutive turnovers he's caused. But then there was the knock-on, and it'll be a scrum to Salve Regina.
Yeah, as we said, the little scrum half is from the local area, but he was very, very much into wrestling. And he went to national
Division I NCAA wrestling.
That's right, national championship. So as you said on the ground, he is a danger man.
Over the years, you take a look at some of the sports that will feed rugby Wrestling has done a magnificent job in this country.
Absolutely right, yeah. You know, a lot
Great
of football
skills,
guys
great
coming
work ethic too. Miles, fullback, taken to the deck at the 10-meter line. It's going to be advantage to Salve Regina. And a penalty offside against Franciscan. Well, they can't continue to make the errors. That's all there is to it. Here he comes again. Here's Turner. Turner just good for 7-8 meters every time he touches the ball.
Get out of there, White and Green.
Wonderful player to have in your team. Another penalty for Salve.
You have to catch the discipline again. And I think we're going to have a discussion with Matt Conahan. You can't blame Matt for wanting to do a little bit extra.
Come. I've told you once, okay?
There you go. No, it's against.
I'm the referee. Okay, you cut straight and playing. Tell your players to cut straight and playing. Okay, if I hear any more, I will start reversing penalties. You won't be happy with me. Okay? Zinnage. Okay?
Well, there was an interesting talk there. We thought they were going to talk to the Franciscan team, but actually I spoke to halfback Paul Schachter, who's the captain.
Here's your mark.
And it's a penalty here for Salve. And
leave it alone, Green, please.
Probably look for touch here. Get a line out close to the line, and they could drive it in. Nice kick there from the center, from Turner. He's had an excellent game this afternoon. Really enjoyed watching him play, ball in hand and on defense. And of course, he's got that nice educated kick of his.
Joe, you're going to go in that corner. So no, after the throw. Stay for the throw. Numbers,
Salve
please.
Regina
Green,
trying to throw
numbers.
a knockout punch at Franciscan at 57 minutes into the match. 80 is the total numbers. They take the line out. Here they come. They bring their fullback into attack again. This is Miles.
Release him. Rook.
Franciscan's defense as they go blind. Needs to create the turnover. They do. And there you have the knock on.
First knocked off White.
So that'll result in the scrum to Franciscan. The next 10 minutes of action are brought to you by XL Energy. XL Energy, responsible by nature.com.
That was solid defense there from Zach Freeman. Prevented big eighth man Ryan Chalalis scoring a certain try there. So a couple of placements coming on. Number 18 is on here.
At 7, Rafe.
Crouch. Open up wide, claims. Touch. Pause. Gauge.
And we have George Fasanello coming in as well for Justin Luther in the front row.
29-15. Franciscan needs the touch kick. Instead, the ball, I believe it was off his leg. Nope, it's going to be the knock on at midfield, and that is a huge break for Franciscan because had that not occurred, Salve Regina was ready to put that ball right back down into the corner.
It all started with that good defense on their line, getting the ball away from that, and now here they're on the halfway, looking to attack. The crowd comes alive.
Crouch.
Crowd getting into it.
Pause. Gauge.
Franciscan trailing by 2 scores.
Captain, number 2.
Penalty against Salve Regina, and they're going to have a discussion right now with the hooker, Rich Casey.
Number 2, Captain.
Tim Liscombe, and if he pulls...
Yep. I've warned you once. It's dangerous. You're swinging. Away you go.
Well,
it's dangerous. Got to keep weight on his feet.
He has been sent into penance. You like that one too?
I do.
10 minutes into the penalty box now, and that means that Franciscan is going to have a one-man advantage for 10 minutes. And they started too early, so they're going to bring the ball back. The boys are just playing free for him right now.
And Dave, this is going to be very interesting. 10 minutes with 14 players. They're up by 2 scores.
After the penalty.
But a man short, they're going to have to pull somebody from their back line.
Let's see if we can see the scrum and find out what the issue was.
Here's the mark, gentlemen. You have to take it from the mark when time's on. 10, go.
All right, so what Casey was doing was having his feet up in the air early and he was warned by the referee, and that's what they call now a professional foul.
Yes.
And you're obstructing the game. You're not letting it proceed properly, so he takes a 10-minute break in action for him. So let's see if Franciscan can take advantage of this penalty and this sin bin, as we say. And here they come. They need 2 converted tries to take the lead.
Get out of there.
And it's going to be a penalty against Salve Regina.
Do not dive at the feet.
Jesse Vitulio, the lock. Dangerous play.
Number 5, don't dive at the feet.
The lock. So Matt Conahan shows where he wants the run. Straight up the middle. Look at that. Adam Smith inside 5 meters. Franciscan with a chance. They move it back into the backs. Taking it forward again is the fly half Lewis. Big hits down there by Salve Regina, playing a man short.
Releasing White.
You got to be patient if you're Franciscan right now.
Advantage.
And that was a big offside, so advantage right now played by Franciscan. And they're going to get the penalty now.
White, you're offside. Line.
You saw
White, you're
Paul Schachter jump way offside. It was quite evident.
9. Here's your mark.
And there was very badly offside. It's almost another professional foul coming into play there. They've got to be careful on their line here.
Well, the last thing they could have happen now is have another sent off.
Out of there. Rock.
And they get the try, yes or no. Held up. Be a 5-meter scrum.
Yeah, Dave is actually going to the assistant referee to see if this was a try. And this will be very interesting. It looked good from me, but I couldn't really see from this side. Yes, it was. There we go.
Tries there.
Fantastic work. A good bit of refereeing there. Going to the sideline to make sure on that try. Oh, what a game we have on our hands.
Well, right now, Rich Casey being sent off. Let's take one more look here from the opposite angle. Oh, lovely call.
Wow, that's fantastic. And that was
Matt Conahan.
Number 9, the local boy, Matt Conahan, getting his team fired up with that superb work of try. A little clever scrum off, diving through the middle there. And this crowd, as we said, has definitely come alive. They scored the last 2 tries. And all of a sudden, it's 29-20. Kick to come.
Here's Allen. Drills it. Is it through? Pulled his head up a little bit. Missed opportunity. But, as you mentioned, it's a 9-point game. Boy, what a day. Franciscan with the first 2 scores, led 8-0. And then Salve Regina with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tries unanswered. And here come the Barons. They scored 2 in a row. And with about 15 minutes left, we've got a 9-point game.
Oh, this is super exciting. This is what the fans came to see. Playoff rugby, anything can happen. 9 points in it, and that is nothing with 15 minutes to play. And of course, they're still the man in the bin for a good 6 minutes. Playing with 14 men or so, babe.
Here's your restart. Taken wisely. Tony Gayed. Here come the Barons again. Boy, they were trailing by as much as 29-8 early in this half. Ball taken away by Salve Regina. They get it back into the hands of their try-scoring Robert Tugas, former football player, had a nice run earlier. Moreau moves it to the 22. Big hit. Vitulio. And they set that up again. They've done very well with Turner. Good work keeping the ball in possession, and hard running that time by Pat Wendt. And the ball turned over. Conahan with yet another steal. Moving into space across the 22. And they turn it over. Salve Regina, these 2 teams are throwing everything they got right now, Dallin.
They are indeed, and I tell you what, if they can secure that possession, they could rumble in another try, but as we said, a lot of turnovers coming both sides. Franciscan had opportunity to run it out there, just got caught.
Yeah, you see a lot of players out there grabbing their shorts as they walk away. You can't blame them for being tired. Frenetic second half. Holding on in the tackle on Salve Regina results in a penalty to Franciscan.
And I wonder if the altitude also has a little something to do with that. You know, the last 10 minutes coming up. So struggling to breathe. Razy with a kick.
Needs to find touch and does.
So we watch the replay here. Places the ball out and not releasing that ball. He's got to let go of that once he hits the deck. He's got a couple seconds to place it.
Yeah, when he was turned over, held on to it again, fought for it, that caused the penalty to be called. Okay, here come Franciscan, the Barons. Good takeoff off the top by Luisi. Offload the ground, lovely done. Spin move inside the 22. Here come the Barons. The ruck takes shape. They got three standing up, put it into the centers. And a breakaway inside 5 meters. And he did not release it. Same penalty you saw just a moment ago. Turnabout now. And hanging on to it for dear life was Isaac Arkebeck. And he is called for hanging on to the ball. Penalty to Salve Regina, still playing with 14 men.
Wow, and they were 5 meters away there. Super exciting rugby.
Yep.
The crowd get up, get down. And you watch the replay there. Archie Beck placing the ball back. Yeah, he's obviously got to let go.
You see the Barons the Seahawks are in no hurry to make this lineup happen. Counting the seconds until they go to full strength again. And as far as the Franciscan team is concerned, they need to steal a line out right here. Up early. Yeah, they went up early, so it's a line out infraction. Last thing they needed, so it'll be a free kick. Not a penalty, but a free kick to Salve Regina.
So just remind the fans they can't kick this ball directly into touch. A free kick. Because of the short arm penalty, which is one of the first short arms I think we've seen in this game. So they'll probably run this. Maybe their fly will put it to the boot. Here they go.
Yeah, both wings are up. That leaves Allen all by himself, guarding the backfield. Let's take a look-see. Now they're going to give it a run. Into the centers they go. Crashing ahead is Pesh. Near the touchline. Franciscans would do well to move them into touch and get a line out right here, right now. Ball was out. Fair ball. Play on. And another penalty. And this is going to be against Adam Smith, the blindside flanker, number 6. Playing the ball off the ground.
Yeah, you can see him leaving his feet if we get a replay here. The ex-football player, Adam Smith.
Big boot, and that is a dandy of a kick by Quinn Turner. He has been a busy boy today.
Well, with no angle to work with, he placed that absolutely to perfection. Bounced in and then rolled out. It's a fantastic bit of footwork there.
Wait, hold it. Time's off. Time's off. Let's have the sub.
And we're going to have a substitution.
Got another sub.
And I believe they're bringing off the prop, Dieselman.
Time's on.
This will be the third prop they've used there, the third tight head prop this match.
That's right, and the wing also looks to be replaced yet. Number 22 on the Franciscan side.
Correct. They go inside to McInerney. Ball was not 5, so an infraction on Salve Regina. And the choice given to Franciscan, a line out or a scrum, and they take the scrum. And that's it for the yellow card. So Franciscan got one try out of the one-man advantage, and they are back to full strength. So Rich Casey rejoins the dance, and what a dance we have with 10 minutes remaining. The decision by Franciscan, a scrum, and they do move Salve Regina off. Pressure good business by Paul Lewis to get the ball into touch under a lot of pressure back there. They move the ball toward the 22. Crashing ahead is the center, that's Pesh.
No hands, 7.
Swinging the ball back inside and to the 22 again. Franciscan's defense with a takeaway there. The ball was tossed forward. They hand it back. I don't think Franciscan's getting ready for a touch kick either. Here they come again, trying to bust loose. Ball taken forward by John Rawl. And the ball simply taken away again by the number 8 that time. It was Ryan Shalalis, who's been very busy today, and with the whistle. We remind you the next 10 minutes of action are brought to you by Lowe's Denver Hotel. Value is the new luxury. Fortunately, we deliver both. Lowe's Denver Hotel.
Yeah, so we see a slight knock on there. It was a good turnover originally from Salve, and a couple of substitutes coming in. Shane Lang is in for Zach Moreau. And Lang is actually a former football player who joined this program this year. So I'd like to see him get the ball and give it a bit of a run.
Oh, Franciscan gives themselves all kinds of... Oh, they got a break. Offsides against Salve Regina. Otherwise, with that ball on the deck, they were in a tight spot.
Yeah, that was danger time over there. Brazy fumbled that, went behind him. But originally it looked like the scrum half, Paul Schachter, the scrum half, giving his opposite number a bit too much attention. And now we have a penalty to Franciscan.
Franciscan trails by 9 points with roughly 8 minutes remaining. Allen kicks it to touch, doesn't get all that much, but it will be a line out for the Barons, just outside the 22. What a game, 8-0 at 1 point. That was to Franciscan. Salve Regina came back, made it 29-8 the other way, and a couple of tries lately by Franciscan and made it a tightened up ball game, 29-20. Can't afford to toss the ball behind the guy right now.
Release it.
Lewis had to take it to tackle. Under way too much pressure, and the ball knocked forward.
So we're seeing just those small little errors, unfortunately, coming into the Franciscan game. They're in their half, they're trying to make things happen, and that's what happens when you be behind by a certain number of points.
That should be a kick away, although, quite honestly, neither team with very sharp tactical kicking here in the second half.
Touch.
That is very true. And Salve here with a good position for their scrum on the 22 mark, near the middle of the field.
Oh, another pass. That's an error. Let's see if Franciscans can take advantage of it. Oh, they tie up, ball up. It's loose again. Boy, I tell you, I like the work rate of Ryan Shalalis. He's been at number 8 for Salve Regina, has been everywhere today, and kicks as well, scored tries. I think he's a pretty good candidate for man of the match.
Oh, definitely. He's been fantastic, as has the center pairing of Turner and Pesh. Turner's been phenomenal with the ball in hand and on defense as well.
Well, the kick is in front of the opposite number.
Off the head, play on.
No knock, says Lipscomb. Desperation ruck.
Advantage.
And there's an advantage to Salve Regina, and the penalty. What for?
So probably if they could kick the 3 points here, if their kick was on target, kind of put it 2 scores ahead.
Yep.
Only 9 points the difference right now. If they get another 3, that'll be 12 with 5 minutes remaining.
The wind is blowing directly across the field from left to right, from the perspective of the Seahawks.
If you watch the replay there, you can see the green player 22 lying all over the ball, kicking on the ground, interfering with the ball. That was Tom Hogan. Just caught on the wrong side there.
trainers looking at Quinn Turner. And again, you talk about guys who've made a major commitment and contribution to this lead for Salve Regina. He's one of them. Ball into touch. Clock now running late in the game, inside 5 minutes.
You saw Turner, he didn't want to leave the field, and he
No.
wants to be part of this victory. He's been outstanding today.
8.
On the gallop, Salve Regina trying to put it away. They got one to beat outside. This guy can run. Tugas finally taken down. Ball picked up, used again by Pesh. Salve Regina with possession and a 9-point lead. Does Franciscan University have the muster to take the ball away and move back down the pitch? We're going to find out very shortly. 3.5 to go. Fresh legs take it inside the 5-meter line. Shalelis. Make that Dan Murphy. Move it in, cross fullback in. Good tackle that time. Excellent by Brazy, the captain for Franciscan. The big runner, Quinn, loses it forward.
Wow, he must have been close to scoring that. Probably about a meter short. The ball got struck out of his hand.
Quinn Turner loses the ball forward. It'll be a scrum to Franciscan. And they're into that point. It's now or never. Here's one more look. Turner in the tackle, loses the handle. Franciscan, although they've got the put in, are very much on defense right now.
Touch.
They are indeed, especially at scrum time, right on their line here.
Yeah, when your fullback standing near the dead ball line, you've got big problems. And the kick ahead. And this is going to give an opportunity to Glenn Miles. Miles on the return, inside 10 meters with a break and a move, still on his feet, approaching 22 and down just outside the 22. Great counterattack by the fullback for Salve Regina. 3 on this side. Take it, leave it outside for Tugas, and he is taken into touch.
Good cover and tackle.
Yeah, that was great defensive work there by the wing Tony Gay to get his man. Tugas is such a powerful runner. Perhaps a little switch might have been better there to cut in field. But it's been all Salve in these last few minutes.
Ever since Rich Casey came back on the field, reestablishing Salve Regina at a full 15, they have dominated the final moments of this game. About a minute and a half to go, roughly. And now there's nothing left to do for Franciscan to take the high percentage move, kick it to touch. But Salve Regina will have the throw in.
14 wide. Sub. 14. Sub.
Now's the time for Coach Mike Martin to get a couple other players on the field. I see John Tugas is coming off the field.
Actually, he's not. They're going to
right,
take. Yeah, they're going to take Turner off. So Quinn Turner, who's had a great day, is off the field. He's going to get a hero's welcome when he comes to the touchline. In his place is Nicholas Pesh.
Yeah, his brother's on the field too.
Exactly. A couple of brother acts in this game.
Obstruction. 10. There's a mark on the 15.
So penalty to Franciscan here, and they will look to run this. 29-20, got nothing to lose with a minute remaining.
Well,
except for the game.
hats off to Mark Hanahan and Niall Mahoney, O'Mahony rather, the coaches of this Franciscan team, but they could have given up the fight a while ago. They did not, and that's what you want to see. I want to remind you, the USA Rugby Men's Club Championships will be held right here in Rugbytown, USA, on June 2nd and 3rd at Infinity Park. Watch the semis and finals to see who will be crowned champions of Divisions 1, 2, and 3. Right here, that's coming up June 2nd and 3rd at beautiful Infinity Park here in Glendale. Well, we know who's going to be in the final of this Division 3 college championship. Salve Regina just moments away from taking it. Franciscan.
19, roll away.
And they lose it. And then they lose it. And just a kick ahead by Thiem. That might be the end of it. It is. Salve Regina. Thankful to overcome an 8-0 deficit to begin the game, and they roar back and take.
Yeah, it's a fantastic win for Salve Regina. I tell you what, they were so happy. It's been a great season for them, and to hold on for this game to win 29-20, they've got a lot to be thankful for. I tell you what, from numbers 1 to 15 and the reserves coming in, it's been fantastic.
All right, this National Small College Rugby Organization, established in 2007. They have one of their 2 finalists, Salve Regina. The Seahawks move forward, and they defeat a very game group of Barons of Franciscan University. Once again, that final.